Dread asked me for a sneak preview, and I figured I might as well. So you guys wanted to see the new UI. This is the new UI. Just making sure that it loads up a new version. Okay, so actually what you're seeing here is you're seeing one of the bot accounts. So this is one of the bot accounts on the lightning round. Over here you can see your usual sock. You can see over here these stats that are your, well, let you know stats. Selecting your races. These things are not quite fully connected yet. Here you've got your offense and whatnot. Over here, these are connected. Maybe not. Maybe that is a bit buggy because somehow it's really dropped 22K. It's a bit interesting to see. Your 24-hour status. So I mean, you know this page. It's got a little new addition, which is this, and we now have help tabs pretty much everywhere on almost every page. I'm not sure that we've done all of the pages yet, but we try to keep the help as close to where you might actually use it. So the help stuff here is on related to what's on this page. The newbie mode page, a little bit of a redo. None of it still works. It's just the front end, so it just gives you an idea of what it'll look like. The universe, you've seen some screenshots. So if you go here, you get this amazing, these amazing visuals that Kuma did. You can group it by alliances as well. You can group it by planet types. And this is something that is still going to be somewhat extended because probably one thing that we want to do is to group by the current state to see like who's in research, who's in Moby, etc. We've got the target finder, so this is just really filtering some tables. So if we say, oh, that's right, lightning round started, that's why. Okay, so if we say that we want a minimum of 700 land, for example, it will show here, the 700 land. I'm pretty sure that this is not real data. I'm pretty sure this is still like static data, but it gives you an idea of what is possible to do. So if I was just looking for Shadowlands, here we go, we can find the Shadowlands. And if I only wanted, where was it? If I only wanted bots, it'll show me only bots. So, this really should be able to help you find your targets much better. Then we've got messages. So, this is like quite an improvement on the system we currently have. There we go. We can read the message. This is probably still going to change, going to make it a bit more like forums or something, but we'll see over time as we get there. I was quite sick of the old UI for that. The news, it's not showing any right now, but here the idea is, you don't have 3 or 4 news pages. You just come here, you choose which news you want to see, you choose which type of news. So, for example, I mean, do we really want to see that everyone is attacking bots? No, I'm just, if I'm an alliance leader, this is really all I'm looking for. Just trying to see if anybody attacked us. And then, yeah, just how many days of news you want, and over here, yeah, we'll be able to, eventually like add more filters to make this a bit more easy to navigate. And that's one of the ideas. Like you need to know what's going on, and you don't want to be seeing everybody's just AFK attacking bots. So there should be a way around that. Now the AFK bot settings. This will still have some more improvements, but it's very much similar to what you're already used to. Here, this is one of the few ones that is actually connected to the database, and that's why you can see that it took some time to load. And I mean, it's the same thing you already have, right? So the build, the under construction, the running total, slightly different look, but essentially the same. Got your probes, your tags, and we're gonna have like research and modules come later, and then again the help, which is related to the AFK settings. So if you're a new player trying to learn the game, or if you're just like need to check something specific to the AFK builder, you don't have to like go into the help page, go find the AFK builder section, etc. You just have it right here. What's next? We've got the explore page. This one is also reading real data. Currently exploring 35 land. Here's the cost. Here you've got your usual max button, your Explorer, the table is already showing, and from the same page that you're on, you should be able to edit the AFK settings for that. So you don't have to always go to the AFK builder. Let's just say that you're on buildings, you want to do something about your buildings. Here you can set up your AFK buildings. Yeah, we have the stats. So the stats currently has nothing, but it'll be showing the things that we used to have here on the highlights, and then also more details. So, it'll be telling you all of these, like how full are your barracks, how much money are your star mines producing. It'll be telling you. Where are your discounts coming from? All those sorts of things should be coming from there. Here we have a little discount showing there that's not coded in yet. And here we have something that is a bit easier for you to use now. So, according to the construction time, it'll give you some options on your drop downs, to make your life easier. So it'll show you like 16, 32, 48, 64, and instead of you having to type. So that should also make your life on mobile like considerably easier rather than okay. You've got your usual convert buildings, your raise buildings, your all button, your construction status. So here it's a different design approach where you're not showing all of the zeros, so you should be able to read it a bit easier. We're going to reorder some of these. Rubble shouldn't be showing there because you can't build rubble, that sort of stuff. And again, the help is related just to the buildings themselves. So it's hopefully much easier, and you even have the formula. So it's hopefully much easier for a person who's never played the game to actually start picking it up because when they're not sure about something, they know where to check. It's right there. Okay, so here you can see some more of Kumi's amazing work with all the little images for each type of unit. We're probably still going to make a few more changes to this page just so it's a bit more readable and easy to see. You can see that it also fits nicely on mobile. That's something that we're always checking, making sure that on mobile this looks good. That is going to be something similar to what we discussed in buildings. Military status, so this is just your sum, which right now is not true. Mobilizing status, this one is actually connected to the database already, but it looks quite messy. So obviously we will be making this look better, like separate your offensive units from your defensive units, put them in the right order, all that good stuff. So we will be seeing some improvements in terms of like stocks and whatnot. Then again, AFK settings right next to your military, and once more the help, which is close to where it needs to be. So you have some questions about your units, you go to the help and you've got your unit. What can you do with your military kind of stuff? Now on research, this one is also connected to the database, but not fully. You can see here like total scientists 100, which is just not true. So here, okay, you can see your population. It's still missing some of the color coding, to show that these bonuses are fine. Apparently, AI doesn't like having warp drive. Apparently, um, for yeah, so that's definitely something to improve on the bots. Here, it's going to show you all of your economical researches, and clearly here you can see that it's still missing the part of hiding the researches that you don't have access to yet. Same thing for military. Um, as you can see, there are no laser dragoons on here, so it's hiding the researches that you've already completed. So here, you can see that it's already completed laser dragoons as paradigm fusion, and so when you go on the military tab, it doesn't show those because they're already done. The tab that will be the default tab moving forward is this one. It's the active research. So you can see where your scientists are. So yeah, this is going to be the first one that you see. The research is probably going to be the last, but then you'll have these other ones where you can go and do the specific things like you usually would, and then all of your completed researches with this breakdown of military economy and whatnot. Just for whoever wants to see what they've already completed for whatever reason, right? And again, we've got the help over here. This still is going to be improved, but it's definitely a good stepping stone. And some AFK settings, like we're probably going to be doing auto-assigning scientists and like research count to how many scientists do you need on this land bonus given how much land you're. All of those calculators that we've built over the years, we're going to be looking to include them in the app. Modules page is going to have the same idea as research. So if you're showing your active modules, it'll be very easy for you to see what have I got activated, what am I currently assigning points to. You won't have to be clicking as many tabs as you usually do. And this is not currently connected, but it will be very soon. And so right now it's just showing some default modules that I have there. AFK settings is probably just going to be like, okay, assign it to cheaper buildings, or assign it to income, or assign it to probes, whatever it is. Treasury is just our rewards page. This still looks very ugly and is going to be changing. Namely, I want to put like how much is the money reward, how much is the raw reward, so that before you click it, you know how much you're going to be getting. The stratagems page, also not connected, but much more close to what it will actually be looking like. It shows you the actual duration, whether you used it, can you activate it, until when is it active? Like that's sort of crucial information that we currently don't have. Obviously, it's missing like some color coding, some contrast, because it's not super easy to read. I mean, it's fine, but it could be better. And then we've got the attack page. This attack page, we will be changing the target selection so that you can go by alliance rather than just going by sector. Over here, as shown on the screenshots before, you can actually see your target's information. You can refresh your target's information just to make sure that, did they disband something? Did they attack something to regain power? Are they online? Okay, so here we've got your usual calculator, which Kume was working on, so we know this is working. Over here we can see like some remnants of the database. So this is like a Christmas round a few years ago, if I remember correctly. And here just, it shows red whenever you're going to fail. And the attack button itself shows red if you're going to be failing. Add a few sevens here, and here shows green. The attack button itself goes green. So hopefully that'll stop a few fails. Go to the probes tab. We've got the probes history. You know this, but this is new. You can copy, the last however many you want. So this makes it very easy to share. You can just click there. I know that on mobile this has been a pain in the ass, and so now you can just click the button and paste it onto Discord. You've got the AFK settings, which, yeah, for some reason they're just taking half of the space. Some basic help on probes. This will definitely be extending with all the probe formulas that we have. And just to return here, yeah, you'll have the missions. You'll have by default probably all the probes, or just a quick button to click max, which is this one. And yeah, I mean, these are the things that you already know from the probe room. They still remain to be connected, but essentially the same. On the missiles, okay, you've got the launch. You can set it to launch all of them. Probably down here, I'll make it show, how much land will be destroyed because of these missiles that you're sending, so that you have an idea of what to expect. Again, the same target information as on attacking, the same target selection as on attacking. The build page, so, yeah, and the help page, which just shows you what each missile does. And finally, a calculator, which will eventually come to show you like how many missiles of each. It's essentially the word jungle calculator of how many missiles you need of each in order to achieve your kill shot, and the best way to do it. Then the shields page, you already know this. This still needs some work because you're not going to put 100% military defense, that's for sure. But just to show how it's looking. Then the alliance page, which has had quite a bit of work, but still needs connecting as well. So, here you can join the public alliances or enter the password for the private alliances. You can create your own alliance. You can receive alliance invitations. This obviously is new. It won't be there when we first launch because, yeah, not worth coding right now, but definitely a nice feature to have. Here you can manage your alliance relations and your war general, your Val, your AL. You can do that. And here you can declare war, declare peace, nap ally. Your stations. Naturally, this is wrong because you shouldn't be able to auto purchase a cloning station, but you get the idea. And these auto bars for solar wind, warps, and nanos. This will be to help you calculate whether you can already afford to buy something or not without losing your bonuses. Then we've got the alliance messages, the aid, which definitely needs some more work into it. Just because the aid in the game right now is so hard to know what is actually going on. You just send power and hope that there are enough aid points left. The good old kingdom loadout. So you can see everybody's stats. And we're back to actually using tables so that it's easier to look at a glance and you can put it onto your Excel sheets and whatnot. Um, and on mobile, it's actually friendly enough as well. If this is the best example to show, I'll try maybe on this one, where it allows you to scroll over. So if you want to see what everyone is up to, that will be fine. And probably if we reorder some of these columns a bit, it'll be easier. and it'll work nicely on both mobile and desktop. If not, we'll make a different layout for mobile, like whatever works. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We've got the settings, got the donations page, which, got a nice makeover. And then this is the general help page, which is somewhat similar to what we currently have, but still to be built out properly. So yeah, I mean, that is kind of where we're at right now in terms of the UI. And right now, the majority of the work is going to actually connecting things. Yeah, actually connecting these things to the back end and making sure that everything on the front end is working as it's meant to. And then, yeah, we'll be like, we are also still building the proper help page with a help guide for new people. We need to build the home page itself, the login system, and some other basics. But we are definitely getting there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little preview.